Hey folks, this is good old Reverend Ordo, and this has been the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. Now, there's some news that Antifa could be hit with a RICO charge. Now, what is the RICO charge? Now, the RICO charge was to be used against the mob, terrorists, drug cartels, you name it. And any kind of crime that could be in a level where if a RICO charge is thrown in there. Now, Antifa, for what we're hearing now, is they're ready for war. Now, Antifa needs to really be careful, because the RICO charge can be put on the table. And so the question I got is for them. Are you sure you want to go to war with the RICO charge on your ass? Hang over your head. Now, some of you may not like it, because some of you are following that gray area of socialism, Marxism, communism, the whole shebang. And you want to keep pushing this ideology, you know. Now, some of you little bastards in Portland, Oregon, are getting terrified because of the term terrorist organization. And now, not just you bastards, but the Muslim Brotherhood is also being labeled as a domestic terrorist organization. Now, RICO charges can and may be thrown on Antifa. Now, you can't say, oh, their ideology. If you look at the actions, their actions, okay, and who supplies them, who funds them, the Antifa is not just an ideology, but also a domestic terrorist organization. And it will be hit with a RICO charge. Now, a co-founder of Black Lives Matter, the global organization, was found guilty of fraud through intimidation. That there can also be a RICO charge, because if you're collecting money through intimidation and violence, the RICO charge can be hit on you. You may be a co-founder, but yet you still made money through intimidation while running the organization. That the website has 25, 30 chapters, which a good 10, 15 were removed because of the question about money. Now, with all this crime of intimidation, you know, all this shit, you know, I would take it into consideration that if you're a member of an organization with the ideology, which basically it's a Marxist slash communist ideology, basically, and if you're attacking, you're threatening, you're assaulting, maybe even kill a few people over the last 2.5 years, you deserve to have the RICO charge on you. And the RICO charge carries a life with no parole sentence. Mind you. Now, I know that I'll be getting some backlash, but I don't care. So, now the thing is, there's a member of Antifa that said, laid it out, that members in Portland, I'm saying the big Northwest, when they caught the news of being labeled a terrorist organization. Now, this was after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, okay? Someone that was there. Now, how their structure works, okay? It's kind of like each chapter. There's a chapter in every city. They catch wind through a communication system, okay? Now, when one of these little bastards went on TikTok and said, there's members in Portland, Oregon, this was right after the Kirk assassination, they caught wind of the label they got that was put on them. How many of them in other cities are looking at, because once you're labeled, right? Once you're labeled a domestic terrorist organization, this is no badge of honor. No. This is a label you deserve for nearly a decade of your bullshit of attacking people, putting people in the hospital, putting people in the grave, man, Some of you should be locked up for murder, Some of you should be locked up for life with no parole. Because once you're locked up with no parole, here's the thing. Don't dare bother pushing your Antifa ideology on inmates. Okay? They're going to see you as their next conquest. Put that in mind. Okay? When you try to push your ideology on people, you're not going to last not even a week, because they know what you did before you're on the inside. They know. So, if you're a terrorist, which Antifa is, understand this. Some of you are saying you're ready for war. We've seen your training videos, okay? You cannot fight one-on-one, because if you fight one-on-one, unfortunately, you'll get your ass kicked. It's a fact. We've seen your leaked training videos, right? Now, it looks like you're trying to perform for cats, little Antifa sponsored musical of Cats, the Marxist, how I say it, the communist version of Cats. I can't believe I just said that, but it's funny. Now, you really gotta think, man. I mean, you really gotta think, because if you are labeled, okay, if you're labeled, right, you're going to be put on a list like other terrorist organizations. Not labeled, whether you left the group or not. It will be hanging over your head until the day you fucking die. Okay, that label over your head when you're in prison or when you're out, that label will be there for life, man. You know. So you really have to you really have to think, man, because the thing is, you're not going, you know, do you think that they'll protect you, that they'll help you? Because when a plea deal happens, somebody is going to get thrown under the bus to get a deal. All right? Somebody's going to basically rat the whole group out to save their own ass. And why is that? Because just in case if some of you get the death penalty, right? If the DA puts the death penalty on the table, where if somebody really screws up, somebody's getting capital murder, man. Somebody's getting either the needle or the firing squad. Either way. So, some of you guys may think, oh, we're untouchable. Bullshit. You can't touch me. Bullshit. Antifa is an ideology, a radicalized ideology, turned into a domestic terrorist organization. All right. Now, some of them might be like, "Well, we're not terrorists. We just don't want any conservatives. We will make sure that they never are heard from again." All right. Is that what you think? You think because you don't like conservatives or anybody that, I mean, anybody that you find a threat to your little power base? Look, Antifa is nothing more than a bunch of overgrown children having a fucking temper tantrum because they want their things their way. They want to push an agenda. They love the fucking money. Well, I say, who gives a fuck? Because the thing is, George Soros, your little cash cow, if he goes down, he can afford an attorney. Can you? He has the millions to afford an attorney. Do you? Because the way it looks like, you need a really good public defender, right? Or an attorney that some of you may have on retainer because of the money you get from Soros and shit. It's really funny that just hearing that some of you are terrified of being labeled a domestic terrorist organization. That's funny. But again, RICO charges carry RICO crime, type of crime years. Okay? We're talking about drug cartels, terrorist organizations, the mob, organized crime, all that shit, And you Antifa bastards fit that mold very well because you're willing to hurt anybody because you think that, basically, if you look at them, nothing more than masked out dumbass white kids. Yeah. Fucked up looking white kids. You don't see a black guy or a black woman. No, you don't. You don't see a Hispanic woman or man. No, it's mostly dumbass white kids whose face looks fucked up. Where a lot of piercings, but here's a little warning: stay away from magnets. Okay? Now, then some that have blue hair, green hair, pink hair, purple hair, diarrhea green hair. Some of you are really dumb as fuck, okay? You guys are dumb as fuck. Literally dumb as fuck. You little bastards are dumb as fuck. You have no idea. You have no, because look, nobody's afraid of you. Nobody's terrified of you, okay? All of us who's terrified is you right now. One, you're labeled a domestic terrorist organization, and the RICO charge could be a stamp of approval and the nail in your coffin. Because you want war. You will never survive a war. Let me tell you why. Most of you are pussies, okay? Whiny pussies who look like they got skull fucked by a camel. That's why I got all those piercings to hide all that camel goo all over your face. Just stay away from magnets, okay? Let's look at the reality here. All right. I've been watching Antifa for a long time. I call them out. I see it as I call it. Some of you may not know that I exist, but the thing is, I know that some of you guys exist. And some of you guys have no clue that you could be going to prison, right? Going to prison because now all those crimes you did, all that shit you're doing, it's not going to really save your ass, because the thing is, do you think your buddies are going to protect you? No. They're going to end up throwing you under the bus. And for what? A better fucking deal. Maybe even a lenient sentence, like 5 to 10, maybe up to 10 years minimum, and be out in 5 or 3.5. But if I was a judge, I would throw the book at you, or I would give you, or you'll be getting 30 years to life. Eligible for parole after 45 years. That's what I would do. By the time you get out, you'll be old as fuck. Okay? Your little days of being young and stupid is over. Okay? you're gonna be spending 40 years figuring out why are a bunch of guys looking at you like you're some can girl and about to get ran through like a train. Trust me. There's stories. There's stories of people who seen this shit. Oh yeah. And trust, and when I say this, you know, Antifa ideology ain't gonna save you for a 45-year wait to be released. Because by the time you get out, you'll probably be on a ventilator in a wheelchair. By the time you get out of prison, you know. Or you could be in your 60s or 70s by the time you get out of prison, man. Because all that time you waste in your life, you guys have really fucked yourselves royally. Up your ass, man. Facing one thing guys don't want to face, and that's reality, man. Reality, accountability. You know, I mean, for one thing, you guys ain't tough. For one thing, you ain't tough. You're weak. You're weak ass, pansy ass, pussy. Look, you're weak. You're pussies, and understand this. You think your little buddy's going to save your ass? No. Somebody's going to be thrown under the bus for a better deal, for a better sentence, you know. So the thing is, be careful what you wish for, okay? I'm telling this because I know that some of you guys are really, really fucking stupid. And I mean, like, really, really just fucking stupid, man, you know. Anybody, look, there's no saying, there's no honor among thieves, right? Oh, sure. There's never honor among anybody in the Antifa hierarchy, man. Because somebody is going to be thrown under the bus because somebody wants a better deal, and I would suggest find out what deal is being made, because if someone talks, because someone's going to talk. Because someone's going to talk, and when they talk, they're going to want a deal. And the deal better be fucking sweet to get the deal here, you know. And whoever talks may be put in witness protection. That means cut off from your buddies that look like ninja rejects from the Foot Clan. And that means no piercings. You gotta get rid of all that shit. Piercings, hair shit, all that crap. If you end up in witness protection. Because again, Antifa, like other organizations, they have ways to communicate. And if you want to really break that line, your best bet, right, is to look. The information better be fucking juicy, dude. It better be as juicy as a T-bone steak. With all the shit, man. With all the fixings, man. Because there's a hierarchy in each chapter, okay? There's a hierarchy in each chapter, right? Is there? Always. Because the organization always had that. An organization like Antifa and BLM, the global organization, there's a hierarchy in these kinds of groups, you know. And each chapter is a chapter of the main, you know, And there's always a hierarchy someplace, right? Always a hierarchy. You can't say there's not, because there is. There's a hierarchy within the group, within a organization, within and the thing is, it's about, because look, Antifa, the way they look, the way they act more like the black shirts of fascist Italy in the 70s, right? The black shirts of the Italian black shirts, the Nazi brown shirts, all that shit, They are a communist / Marxist organization that's wanting a communist / Marxist utopia in the United States. Well, let me crash that for a moment here. That will never work in the United States. Okay? Now, if you look at Venezuela is a socialist country, right? Do you think that'll work here? No. Why? Because if you look at Venezuela, right? Maduro has most of control of medicine, food, you name it, the whole shebang, And now, if you pay attention, right, there's always going to be that one person out of the blue that is a data collector without realizing. And every organization like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and other organizations, there's always somebody that have that information person, that collects data. Because when they collect information, they use it as blackmail, they use it as coercion, all that shit. Any kind of information they collect, because anybody who is disillusioned with the group would carry that information they have, and they would give it to somebody who would use it better than they would, because they have fear. They have fear for their lives, And now Antifa is not an ideology; it's an organization. It's a communist / Marxist organization that don't like fascists. Well, if you don't like fascism, doesn't your actions go with that act? I mean, you want to push the Marxist communist ideology here, but the way it's done is that they look like they're pushing a socialist agenda here, And you gotta ask yourself, why? Why are they pushing this agenda that which it'll never work? Socialism will never work in this country. We want free school, free healthcare, free shit. But the thing is, you're not really. You say you want free shit, right? Free healthcare, free education. But the thing is, who's going to pay for it? If they're asked that question, they have no answers. They have no answer at all. If you want free education, free medicine, all that shit, the thing is, who's going to pay for it? Right? Taxpayers are the ones they'll be paying for it. So, I would rather worry about the charges that you'll be getting, and not worry about getting free shit. Because the thing is, only thing you'll be getting free is food in prison that'll be paid by tax dollars, man. You know, that bullshit, you know. So somebody's going to flip on somebody, okay? And to get a better deal. Now, the thing is, there's a court case that ended about a couple of years ago where 3 to 4 members of Antifa got off. They got acquitted because their attorney threatened the jury, right? Their lawyer threatened the jury by saying, "We always remember faces." That's jury tamper right there in front of the judge, right? If prosecutor caught wind of that, or a judge caught wind of that, tell you what, the judge would say, no. Jury, regard what the lawyer said. Don't buy that shit, you know. And it's like I mean, you never know. The lawyers could be either members or supporters of the group, right? So there's always lawyers that are paid with money. Good money, right? Now, I want Antifa to remember one thing. Nobody's afraid of you. Nobody's scared of you. They're laughing at you. Bunch of fucked up looking white kids. Tattoos, ugly ass face piercings and shit. Stay away from magnets. Okay? Stay away from magnets. Because if you go by a magnet, it may rip your face off. And not be funny. Now, I left at these little bastards because the thing is, they're weak. They're pussies, they're fucking pansy ass little bastards, and they want people afraid of them. No one's afraid of them. The people of Portland needs to get up and kick their ass, man. You know, any citizen that lives in the city of Antifa locations, all right, get up, kick the shit out of them, and get them out of your damn town, man. You have a bunch of whiny little bastards just crying, whining, bitchy, mopey, who can't fight worth a damn to save their own life, man, you know. They can't fight unless they have weapons. You know. So if there's anyone smart in that group, those are the ones who would basically flip and throw everybody under the bus. Even the lawyers. Even the lawyers. Because those lawyers are also getting money from George Soros to pay them to keep these little assholes out of prison. Well, guess what? If that lawyer goes down with arrest, even that motherfucker would need a lawyer for himself too. So, here's reality, folks. Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization that will be hit with a RICO charge. And once that's on them, somebody's going to fucking flip and ask for a immunity or a reduced sentence, and maybe even protective custody or witness protection. And the one who flips may need a secret attorney. In secret, because that person who flips may be a target for the group, because once they flip, the entire group is going to mark this person dead for death. And I mean, I'll say that. Get a secret attorney, because I tell you what, that one person that decides to flip would need a secret lawyer, and also, because the thing is, somebody's going to flip. Someone's going to flip, and I tell you what, whoever flips, whoever gets a sweet deal, might remove the tattoos and shit, remove the tattoos, piercings, hair dye, all that shit. And if they want to start off fresh, I mean, honestly, be wise, man. Be wise, dude. Because I tell you what, whoever it may be, whoever decides to flip, right? Flip. You would need some serious, protection, because that person who flips will have the information, and to be wise, get yourself a backup attorney, because once you flip, they're gonna offer you a deal so fucking good, it'll be good as a fucking giant plate of a T-bone steak and all the fucking fixings, and then some. So I would be extremely careful, because your former buddies are going to want to see you hurt pretty bad because of your betrayal. And if it happens, you would need to seriously get into protective custody. And yeah, that's one thing you might want, is protective custody, because someone's going to end up right on you about you getting that sweet deal and about certain events. And they will go after you, like seriously go after you. So, but again, you have to be very fucking careful, right? Because once that person or persons decides to make the fucking deal, you name names and all that, and look, it's going to be insane, because the thing is, once they decide to flip on you, they're flipping because they realize the writing is on the wall. Because basically, Antifa, the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. And once you decide you're going to do your shit, remember one thing. Remember one thing. Nobody's afraid of you. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at you. Now, I would like to see the return of the Proud Boys. And let me tell you why. The Proud Boys are the counter to Antifa. Yeah. Yeah. And there's also other groups that are a counter to Antifa. That are a threat to them. A huge threat. And when you're a threat, they will do anything to make sure that you're no longer a threat. They will, I mean, even though they say all cops are bastards, right? All cops are bastards. ACAB? All cops are bastards. Then why call them? Huh? I mean, you say, oh, cops are bastards. What about you cocksucker? You think that you need them to save your fucking pansy ass, dude? I mean, shit. You're calling them, police. I just been assaulted by an angry, pissed off gerbil. Yeah. The thing is, well, it's like politicians saying, we need to defund the police. How stupid can you say, oh, we need to defund the police, until somebody gets fucking carjacked. Someone call 911. Look, anybody that says we need to defund the police, no, we need to defund the Democrats. Okay, we need to defund neocons and rhinos, liberals, progressives, socialists, Marxists, fascists, all those assholes, right? Now, don't forget to neuter your local neocon, rhino, progressive, and liberal. And for free, we'll throw in a fascist, a socialist, Marxist, and a communist for free. So don't forget to spay and neuter your local fascist, socialist, communist, and Marxist. All for free. Really? Shit. All for free. Yeah. We'll help you spay and neuter a Marxist, fascist, communist, and we'll help you for free to spay and neuter a Marxist, fascist, socialist, and communist for free. Yeah. So don't worry, there won't be any breeding. If you help, we'll also throw in a member of Antifa and Black Lives Matter for free. Well, if there's no dumbass, they'll be breeding. I know viewers probably like, this guy's nuts. This guy has like, I can see a view here. They're probably sitting there thinking, this guy's fucking nuts, man. This guy's nuts here. But I mean, we need to spade these bastards, man. I mean, we need to. I mean, we need help where there's no breeding with these assholes, man. You know, we will help to stop the breeding of assholes. Well, even spay and neuter the Clinton family, where the Clinton bloodline dies with Chelsea. And her kids. We're about 45 minutes in. 45 minutes. Hey viewer, what's your thought, man? Got anything to say? Anything to say? Nothing to worry, man. Nobody would judge you, dude. Right? If you've got something to say, go ahead and say it. You're free to say it, man. No one will judge you here. All right? Nobody will judge you here. So you're good. All right? You're good. But if you do have some, and if you do have something to say, you just say it. No one will judge you. All right, go ahead and say it. If you have the 2 cents to say something that's on your mind, go ahead and say it. Nobody will judge you. And yeah, nobody will judge you here. If you got something to say, go ahead and say it. It's all good. Yeah, go ahead and say it. What's on your mind? Anything, you know. You're good. You're all good. Okay, you're all good. Nobody will judge you here. All right? Nobody will judge you. You're all good. And because it's free speech, man. Free speech. Or would you consider it hate speech of what I'm saying? Because, you know, I get that feeling every now and then, you know, that he could be spewing hate speech, folks. Don't listen to him. He's just talking at his ass. He don't know what he's talking about. He's just talking nonsense, trying to scare you. No, I'm just. See, the thing is, I know that what I say can piss some people off and or offend people. But the thing is, I don't care if you're angry. I don't care if you're offended. I don't care if you're pissed off. You know. I don't care if you want to cancel me. I don't give a fuck. You know. And the reason is, you can't cancel me. You can't really do anything to me because, you know, I don't care. I have zero fucks given. You know, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about, you know. I'm speaking from the heart with logic here, man. And I know that some of you are probably like, dude, there's a lot of people that might want to cancel you, man, so you gotta be careful, okay? I'm fine, but you gotta chew on your words, man, because they're gonna find out who you are. They're gonna start going after you on social media, man. They're gonna do all this threat bullshit. And we all know who they are. They're keyboard warriors hiding in the mama's basement, jerking off the sock while watching granny porn. You go, Grandma. You're taking it hard. And he's nothing more than a bunch of whiny bitches behind the computer. I'm gonna kill you, man. Yeah. Grow the fuck up, man. Grow the fuck up, dude. You know. Nobody cares, dude. Nobody cares if you're hiding behind a keyboard or nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. You're nothing more than a dumb fuck with nothing better things to do than jerk off to dumbass porn. Yeah, kick their ass, burn the flag. Dude, put the sock down, it's already standing. Nobody cares. If you're offended by what I'm saying, honestly, I don't give a fuck. I'm speaking in a way that it may upset somebody. I don't care. If it pisses you off, don't give a fuck. If it offends you, don't give a fuck. Why? Because I just don't. Because I fucking don't. Yeah, I fucking don't give a fuck. The thing is, we should not give a fuck on if somebody's offended, upset, whatever it may be, because they don't like what you're saying, they don't like what they're hearing. They only like to hear what feels like safe space. Well, safe space to me is outside. That's my it's a space. Is it safe? I'm happy, man. You know, shit. But the thing is, nobody opens their mind before opening their mouth, because if you open your mind and ears and your eyes before you open your mouth, because maybe just maybe if you open your mind, your ears, and your eyes, and not your mouth, maybe you're able to pay the fucking attention, right? Where you're listening, you're seeing, and actually thinking for a change. Not like a liberal, not like a progressive, not like a fascist, socialist, Marxist, or communist. Think like a fucking human being for once in your natural fucking life, you bastard or cunt. Because if you start using your brain, start really thinking, dude, your life will be a lot better. Your life will be a lot. It's like going to mental rehab where the entire stupidity is gone. You're now recovered from stupidity. No longer have those ugly things on your face, or I mean, you're actually becoming normal if you think for yourself. That means no pink, blue, purple hair, no tattoos, no piercing on your face where you're like, look at magnet. No, you're actually thinking for a change for yourself with an open mind, open eyes, and ears. If you do that, then maybe, just maybe, you'll come to your senses and realize, why were you with these guys, people in the first place? They have no idea. They have nothing. They have no idea. They have fucking nothing, man. Absolutely fucking nothing in common, except we're exercising. Or they're gonna punch. Really? This is just straight up bullshit. Look at me. I could kick someone's ass. Look at me. I don't give a fuck. Because the thing is, I really don't give a flying fuck. Okay, I don't give a two shit flying fuck. Because Antifa cannot fight. They're weak. Okay, they're weak. We've seen their training videos on how to fight. Or Navy SEAling trailing at the beach. No, you're not. A real Navy SEAL training is where you're out there for months at a time, learning how to really, really fight, hurt somebody, maybe even kill somebody with serious training. You little bastards couldn't fight a peacock while nutting on your face. Alright? You guys couldn't kick the crap out of a porcupine while trying to steal beef tuna. Right? Because you have nothing. You have nothing that would save your life at all. At all. You know. And the thing is, you sit there looking like a bunch of rejects from the Foot Clan. So, nobody gives a flying fuck, man. You know? Most of you may look at decades in prison. You know, I find it very laughable because when I see the rogues gallery of members of Antifa, it looks like they each fell out of a family tree, face down, hitting every branch, landing face first into Edna's asshole while she's trying to blow a fart. That's sad and disgusting. Alright guys, my name is Reverend Ordo, spelled REVANORDO, and this has been the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. If you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and always live healthy, happy, and wise. I mean wise, not retarded. So, alright, so peace out, Godspeed, Buddha bless.